What's going on, Blues? Welcome back to Life as an Evertonian. This is our match reaction to the defeat against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby today. 2-1 at Anfield. A result and a performance where I feel players, management, us as fans feel very frustrated with that one. Did we turn up for the first 20 to 30 minutes? I don't think we did. I think we saw the old Everton in that first half hour, albeit we created one good chance. We were 1-0 down at that point, and I think if Kieran Dewsbury all buries it, it's a through ball from Jack Grealish. The game could have shifted then. However, it took Liverpool to go 2-0 up before Everton could find themselves into the game. And we did that for that last 15 minutes of the first half. We found ourselves getting on the front foot. Midfield was no longer weak in possession, no longer, well, we were tracking our men. You know, we were guilty of that today. Liverpool have scored two really good goals, but we've led them. And that is the frustrating part. Adrissa not tracking his man. Communication between Adrissa, Michael Keane and Tarkowski was way off. For the second goal, the first goal, midfield just looked light. What I mean by light, I mean lightweight and just not tracking men and letting through balls knit through the midfield. So very, very frustrating to find ourselves 2-0 down. And I were asking in my pre-match, many Evertonians, we're all just saying, listen, let's rock up, let's go to Anfield and let's put in a serious performance. Let's see what this new Everton team are capable of doing. But like I said, we didn't do that in the first half hour. The second half was much better. You probably could see Liverpool tiring, but Everton took advantage of that. And we scored a lovely goal. Jack Grealish so instrumental in that second half performance today. Obviously, the change with Barry coming on for Beto improved us. He held up the ball a little bit better. We just looked like we had the edge a little bit more in that final third. Barry's got to get minutes now from this. I'm not saying he came in and was an absolute world beater, but he's got to get the minutes now. He's got to start starting for Everton. And I think Barry, I think Beto will improve from that as well by being on the bench and coming on to try and cause a little bit of havoc. His hold up play is just not, it's not as good as Barry's. I can see that evidently already. Iliman Ndiaye, he did all right, but it was mainly coming through that left-hand side. I feel sometimes David Moyes is a little bit negative in terms of substitutions. I wanted to see fresh legs a little bit sooner. Obviously, Alcaraz came on and Tyler Diblin came on. I want to see Tyler Diblin come on. It's like he's, he doesn't want to bring Jack off. And Jack had a superb game today. But Jack's still tired. And I don't want to come on here and be critical toward the manager. I'm not, you know. David Moyes is the manager I want at this football club. David Moyes is the manager we need at our football club. But I just would have liked substitutions a bit earlier. And I think that by doing that as well, it fulfills confidence through the squad as a whole. You know? I think Tyler Diblin's a confident player. I think there was a period of that game towards the end, and Tarkowski's telling him to like ping off to the right hand side, and the lad's drawn over to the left. And he's doing that because he just wants to get hold of the ball. And I get what Tarkowski's saying. Get in your position, get to that right if it pings out to you. But I want to see this lad getting introduced. I want to see a little bit of a change up. Yeah, it's good to see Jack on the left. It's good to see Njai on the right. It's good to see Kieran Dewsbury Hall as that number 10. but I'd just like to see a bit of a change. Especially when we're chasing the game. Um, so Blues, let me know your thoughts. I thought today, in terms of whipping balls into the box, it was better. Obviously the goals come from Jack whipping the ball in, and Jai has slotted the ball to Adrissa, and Adrissa's, he's smashed it into the top corner. A really, really good goal to find ourselves get back into the game. And I felt like a second were coming, whether it be from a set piece or a little bit of invention from Jack Grealish. I was begging for Barry to get his first goal, Kieran Dewsbury Hall to come up with another thunderbolt, Jimmy Gardner to do the same. I thought Mikalenko in areas today struggled a little bit, but Salah didn't really cause too many problems for him. And you could see that with his first game back. But listen, the lad's coming back into a Merseyside derby from having an injury. We do miss having a flying right back. We really, really do. Um, and this is again another like, could we have seen Seamus Coleman coming on the 70th minute? Could we see Seamus get 20 minutes? Um, but that's just my opinion. I just would like to see a bit of a shake-up when you're seeing, Liverpool retreating more, being more nervy. You could see tired legs. I'd like to anticipate that more and, potentially bring on Coleman, bring on Tyler Diblin, Alcaraz on the 75th minute. I just think the substitutions were a little bit too late again today. And again, I'm not being negative. We saw two Everton performances today in that game. Yeah, we say it's a game of two halves, but we came alive when Liverpool got the second, the last 15 minutes of the first. I thought we had a really good second half at Anfield there in the second half and potentially did enough to come away with a point. But we'd given Liverpool a 2-goal head start, and it was always going to be an uphill battle to come away with something. They're the best team in the league at the minute. Are they the best team in Europe? People say that they're not playing well, but they're getting the points, they're getting the wins. I had a sneak feeling today we were going to go there and upset the apple cart, but we didn't. And it's down to that first 20 to 30 minutes, unfortunately, that I just feel Everton didn't turn up. Hitting too many long balls, too many diags. Couldn't get on the ball. There weren't that bite in midfield. The Merseyside derbies aren't the same anymore. They used to be based on 50-50 challenges and, big hard tackles to get the crowd going. There were none of that today. But is that because the game has changed as well? Probably. Um, we've got big weeks coming up, Blues. We've got big games coming up. I thought the referee today to only give 3 minutes was ludicrous. Don't want to come on here and sound like a bitter blue and give my reason to that for that. But 3 minutes, there should have been longer than 3 minutes. Booking Kieran Dewsbury Hall for taking a quick free kick is just stupid. And you could see the frustrations from Moyes. You could even see frustration from Moyes in the tunnel. If I don't know what he were having to go at the ref for, I'm sure he were. It looked like that. Jack Grealish has been booked for having a dig, for having a go at the end. Obviously, he's done an interview as well and basically said the referee's performance again today was poor. It certainly was last week against Villa, Simon Hooper. But Blues, we move on. And we've had a taste today of what Everton are capable of doing. And we've also had a taste of what we're used to seeing. And we want to see a lot less of that and more of what we saw in the last 15 of the first, and especially in that second half. It's frustrating, but we move on, Blues. Let me know your thoughts. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please feel free to do so. Click that bell to turn on post notifications. Up the toffees. Come on, you Blue Boys. See you on the next one.